Gentlemen, what is good? Um, I just want to put this video out. It's not going to be a long one, but I wanted it to be something that I've been thinking about. I'm one of these guys who thinks about shit that most people don't even think about. And coming from my background, where I have a theological background, um, I was thinking about the holy sacraments. And so why I'm going to name this video the new sacrament is, I think, relatively appropriate for what's going on in today's world. In the Christian church, we have a number of sacraments. I'm just going to name off the Catholic Church real quick. I'm not Catholic, but I think there's 6 or 7 of them, something like that. You know, where marriage is one of them, baptism, communion, um, penance, forgiveness of sins. There's also a couple other ones. Let me see here. I got uh, baptism, confirmation. Confirmation was one of them. Holy communion, reconciliation, which is penance, forgiveness of sin. Anointing of the sick is one of the ones in the Catholic Church that you don't see in Protestant churches. I don't believe. And holy matrimony, which good for the Catholic Church for keeping marriage as a holy matrimony. God knows marriage today is on the rocks. And then there's holy orders within the Catholic Church. And we won't get into that tonight. But um, the point of this video is to talk about what I'm seeing from my perspective on uh, what's going on in the world, right? There's we have new sacraments. These old order sacraments, most people don't take seriously anymore. Certainly not marriage. They don't care about church stuff, baptism, communion. Most people walk into a church and they take communion and it's like they're just eating up some dried bread or something like that, right? Um, but what people do take seriously, what they use like they used to take seriously the old sacraments, is the new sacrament today, which is what you're asking. Well, I'm not going to say the name, but we'll call it the C18+1 shot that's going on today, that they inject into you. I don't want to say the word. I don't want to get doxxed. Nobody's watching my channel anyway at this point. But if you start throwing those words out there about you start becoming conspiracy theorist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm looking at this from a religious and ideological, theological, and hopefully from also a red pill perspective. Um, what do I see with this shot that people are getting? Um, I mean, I see people lined up to the point where they are trying to get on lists to get this thing as if it's going to save their life. And to me that's crazy. It's like people are legitimately relying on, you know, other people to save them, to save their lives. And very few people. I mean, it's like we know that there's going to be a small number of people that make money off these things. I know right now they're not charging for these shots. Um, God knows where they'll go with this, but it's like getting this shot is your new sacrament. It's your new duty, and it's not just about being safe anymore. I don't think. I don't feel like it's about being safe anymore. It feels like it's more about being culturally appropriate, fitting in, right? It's like I got to get this shot so that people don't think I'm not with the times or not in, I don't know. Um, but uh, let me be clear. Here's why I call it a new sacrament. It's because I think that, uh, and I don't feel, I think, try to rationally think this through. Um, we are living in the most religious, fundamental times ever. And I'm not talking about Christianity. I'm not talking about Islam. I'm not talking about Judaism, which, by the way, Judaism is tremendously small, very, very small. If it ever got to the point where Christianity had ever disappeared off the face of the earth, Judaism would be right behind it. Um, for whatever reason, Christianity actually protects Judaism, and you can disagree, whatever. Um, you'll see that especially within evangelical circles, very protective of Israel and Judaism and so on and so forth. But uh, I, it feels like we are living in religious fundamental times where if you even say the wrong word, if you call somebody the wrong noun, you know, if you're the wrong type of person, it's like you have to be apologetic for who you are, even though you've done nothing wrong. It's like you can't even say things anymore. You have to be careful of what you say. And for me, that feels a lot like when I used to grow up, when I used to grow up, when I used to be a kid growing up, and I'd have to be careful what I said around my grandmother, around my religious family, around my pastor. It's like you don't say the wrong words, you need to say the right words. And that's everywhere now. It's, for me, it's nuts. I mean, I feel like we're living in a tremendously fundamental world, religious fundamental world. And it's headed toward this global syncretic, I don't know what you would say. It's like, it's just, it's all this one world religion moving in and melting into everything. Um, and so, you know, to be a part of that and to go along with it is you got people, you know, now taking the C18+1 shot. And there's absolutely no evidence that I can tell that it's saving people. You know, they're doing it along the lines of not necessarily, you know, they'll say because it's, they want to, you know, they got older people in their lives that they want to keep healthy, so on and so forth. But I think at this point, it's gotten to the point where people are doing it because it makes them fit in. They don't want to seem like they're not fitting in. And, you know, that worries me a little bit. Um, so, you know, I don't know. They're even saying that the shot only lasts 3 months before you have to get another one. You might have to get this and that and this and that. It's like, holy smokes, dude. So, you know, I encourage you, gentlemen, particular you Christian men, when you think about what this shot is, it's not a foolproof, like, health. It's not going to save you, okay? And let me, real quick, anthropologists have caught on to this a long time ago. With the removal of religion in a secular society, the state has become God. It's true. The state is now God. And people are reliant upon the state. And it's like now they're relying upon the state to come up with a cure, to literally inject something into their body to save them. This ought to be a problem. This is, you know, and people are lined up, you know, signing up for this stuff. It's like, save me, save me, save me. As a Christian man, you ought to be wary of this. Okay? This is not, this is, you know, there's the word out there, fake news, false religion. Fake news, false religion. You got to be careful of this stuff, man. I have not been worried about the pandemic at all. If I had to make a list of my top 100 things that I worry about, the virus that came out of China is not on my top 100 list. It's not at all. I have 99 problems, but that shit ain't one. It's true. It's just not something I worry about. And It's something that a lot of people do worry about because they're glued to this television, this black box in the corner of their home that constantly feeds them this information. And it's like, you know, just go about your day. I mean, and I have been. I can't spend time worrying about this. I spent this last year going to the gym, working out, and getting in shape. Not worried about this. Figuring out how I want to, make muscles, make money, and put my family in the best position that I possibly can. And I've known so many people that I work with that have gained weight, that look terrible, that are in a position where they stress out about this stuff. And I feel for them. I really do. But we need to realize that we are living in religious times, highly religious times. Okay? And you as a Christian man need to understand that what you're up against is something that it's deeply opposed to your faith. It's deeply opposed to your faith. It's deeply opposed to my faith. Okay. Okay. We're trusting in something that is not God. In these shots that we take, these vaccines, right? It's like, which vaccines? I'm not an anti-vaxxer, for the record. Okay. If anyone even watches these videos, I don't know. One day anybody actually watches these videos. For the record, I'm not an anti-vax guy. I think vaccines have saved millions, and we're grateful for them. And I think that they were created out of a genuine desire to want to help people. But like all great inventions in human history that are innovative, 90% there, 10% creative. That's what innovation is, right? Nothing's really ever truly created. They get in the hands of wrong people, and people figure out how to control and use these things for their own power. And I don't, I feel like we need to be careful about where we're putting our faith and our hope. I don't think these vaccines, I don't think these things are going to save us the way that we think it is. I think it's going to be more of a placebo effect than anything. But of course, I'm not a doctor. Who gives a shit what I think anyway, right? So anyway, that's it, man. Be careful. We are living in a day and age where religion is, it's a new world religion. These things like these shots, these vaccines, they are the new sacraments, and we need to be careful of that. So just be aware. Stay strong, brothers. If you can, hit the like button. You can hit the like button. I'm going to improve this channel as I go, and give you guys better quality. I don't know what the hell I'm doing as far as technology, but I was fortunate enough to be able to start putting this content up, and I want to give you guys good stuff. All right, make a comment. All right, peace.